The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
To avoid freezing pipes.
Tonight, we'll show students what to know. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening and welcome to Coyote News. I'm Marissa Brunkhorst.
And I'm Sydney Colin. January's freezing temperatures led to issues for indoor plumbing.
Coyote News' Alex Kleinschmidt has tonight's top story.
As temperatures have reached negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit in some parts of the state so far this year, first-time renters may be unaware of practices that could put their pipes at risk of freezing and bursting. Chief of Fire and EMS for the city of Vermilion, Matthew Callahan, warns against habits that may put plumbing at risk.
Sprinkler systems, to be specific, and all of those are water-based systems that are in insulated walls. And so what some of the problems we run into when it gets extremely cold, like we had the last 2 or 3 weeks, is pipes breaking.
Callahan states that keeping exterior doors closed whenever possible is the best way to prevent pipes from freezing.
If your plumbing is in the outside wall, so say like your kitchen faucet, it's going to be extremely cold. You can let it trickle just a little bit. Sometimes that's enough just to keep the water flowing through the pipe. The other thing with outside spigots, make sure they're off, make sure they're disconnected, drained out if possible from the inside. So if you have a shut off on the inside of the building, shut them off, drain them out.
Callahan urges renters and homeowners alike to know the location of their water shutoff valve in case of an emergency. For Coyote News, I'm Alex Kleinschmidt.
Students experiencing plumbing issues should reach out to maintenance. The large piles of snow all around Vermilion are causing more problems than usual. Local police are issuing tickets for cars parked on the street in the way of snow removal. Vermilion parking is seemingly always at a premium, so drivers need to remember everything the city does to keep the streets safe during the wintertime. The Valance website offers complete details on emergency snow removal routes in the Vermilion area.
State House lawmakers are debating abortion rights once again in this year's legislative session. Dakotans for Health founder Rick Weiland is petitioning for a ballot initiative to make abortion legal in South Dakota. Assistant Minority Leader Aaron Healy calls the lawmakers' debate effort unprecedented. If the amendment makes it onto the ballot and voters approve it, it will make abortion legal through all 3 trimesters, with certain caveats. Meanwhile, a South Dakota Senate committee has rejected a House-passed bill regarding medical marijuana. If passed, the bill would require dispensaries to warn customers about the federal gun ban for cannabis consumers. While this bill was rejected, committee members did approve a measure that would require customers to check off a box on their applications for medical cannabis, saying they're aware of the firearms rule.
Sorority and fraternity life kicked off their Spring Rush Week Monday. All the houses are hosting recruiting events. While Spring Rush isn't as big as the Falls, Public Relations Chair Griffin Peterson says these events are a great way for students to learn the difference between chapters.
Spring Rush is really just kind of getting the conversation started and really introducing everyone to Greek life and maybe allowing them to gauge their interest into what houses and what kinds of brotherhood or sisterhood that they're interested in joining.
To figure out which chapter is for you, Peterson says it's important to go to the different houses to see what they have to offer.
Coming up, we take you to a local food truck that is helping international students. You're watching Coyote News.
Day in and day out. From one field on to the next. Dedicated, restorative, and driven. To the American farmer who represents the roots of our country, we thank you for all you do.
This is Coyote News.
Vermilion has a new business setting up shop. Goodwill Retail Store is opening on Bauer Street across from the Running Store. Goodwill will choose Vermilion for their new location because of the city's population growth and business development. The store is scheduled to open soon. Goodwill joins the Treasure Trove, the Civic Council, and New to You as another local thrift store option. There is a new club on campus designed to help create awareness for students with disabilities. Coyote News' Jody-Ann Tyson is live in the muck to learn more. Jody-Ann?
Thanks, Marissa. I'm here with Olivia Allen, president of the Student Access Organization. Olivia, what inspired the creation of this organization?
We saw a need for inclusion and diversity for students with disabilities, and we just decided to make it. Anyone is welcome, but we would love to have advocates and students with disabilities to come to the club.
And how does the organization encourage inclusivity?
We encourage inclusivity by showing students they're welcome and they are welcome to be heard, and their everyday problems or situations they may face on campus, we would like to address.
And do you have any upcoming events?
Yes, we do have some upcoming events. On April 10th, we have Digital Accessibility Awareness Day. So that day we are going to have panels of students with disabilities, and we're going to invite faculty and teachers to hear students and what they're going through every day. And we're also going to have some AI devices and digital devices for students with disabilities.
And how can students join the Student Access Organization?
Anyone is welcome. We have every Tuesday or every Thursday from 5 to 6 in the Continuing Education Building in 116. We will be meeting and we will be just teaching and learning about different disabilities and how to help throughout the year.
Thanks, Olivia. Live in the muck, I'm Jody-Ann Tyson.
Thanks, Jody-Ann. Again, the SAO has an event on April 10th from 9 to noon in the Muck Pit.
Coyote Night is back. Each semester, the Muck hosts a night full of entertainment. The event features mini golf, live music, and a hypnotist. Coyote Night takes place this Friday night at 9. Plus, downtown Vermilion is hosting pop-ups and pints. Starting today, pop-up shops will be open near the XIX Brewing Company. Today saw the grand opening of Dagas on Wheels. Tomorrow features the grand opening of Carly's Kitchen, and on Friday, Hex Barbecue and Gapers Gone Loopy have their grand openings.
Homesickness for many students can include missing home-cooked meals, especially students from other countries. Coyote News' Quinn Masick takes us to a local business that's helping students find a taste of home.
Some people spend their retirement traveling the world or pursuing personal goals. But Mary Ock and her husband Dwayne are spending theirs by helping out students in Vermilion. The Global Friends Bazaar is a local food truck that sells international foods.
It's really difficult for students to get access to their ethnic foods that they're used to. They're not sold in Vermilion.
The bazaar is an offshoot of Global Friends Vermilion, a local group whose goal is to help international students in the city by providing them with their social, physical, and spiritual needs.
We had an event with Global Friends Vermilion at which we had a lot of furniture that was distributed, and at that time we tested out just selling green chilies. And green chilies are not like jalapeno peppers or serrano peppers. They're a distinctive taste, and it's something they really, really want. And that went over very well. And then we started expanding.
They got the truck last summer and renovated it so everything was up and running in November. Ox says the food they sell is from international grocery stores in larger neighboring cities like Sioux Falls and Omaha. In the back of the truck, they have lots of spices that are hard to find locally. They even have many different types of beans.
One of our biggest sellers is the halal meats. We have access to a supplier in Omaha, and the chicken is the biggest seller.
And Ox says they're even willing to help find lesser-known foods.
If people want us to track down a specific food, we're willing to do that. In weeks that we cannot get this camper brought down to Vermilion, I do special home deliveries too.
While the business is small, Ox says they're looking to expand.
We are hoping that more of the new students become familiar with it and will come and buy some of the things that they need and are get aware of the whole possibility of getting local foods here.
For Coyote News, I'm Quinn Masick.
The Bazaar truck is in Vermilion several Saturdays a month. If you're interested in purchasing international foods, head to their Instagram and Facebook pages to find when and where the truck will be located. Next on Coyote Sports, a USD alum vaults to a world-leading height.
And an Olympic champion visits for the Native American Heritage Game.
Do you feel tired and anxious at times? Do you feel like you can't focus on your school assignments? Exercising might be your solution. It helps you feel less anxious and gloomy. You can relax better and you suffer less from stress. You will get more energy, sleep better, and find it less difficult to remember all your courses. So move your body and be your own change.
In the United States, approximately 6.3 million animals enter shelters every year. Of those, only 3.2 million will be adopted and over 920,000 will be euthanized. Help put a stop to animal homelessness, save a life, and rescue your next best friend.
This is Coyote News.
This is Coyote Sports. I'm Spencer Bewley.
And I'm Myra Ingram. The track and fields team set to compete at Frank Sabine Husker International in Nebraska. This follows last weekend's alumni meet. South Dakota's alum Chris Nielsen pole vaulted a world-leading height of 19 feet 8.5 inches at the meet on Friday night. The height broke Nielsen's Dakota Dome record from 2021. Nielsen was a 2020 graduate and an Olympic silver medalist in Tokyo. Juniors Cassidy Mooneyhan and Marlene Mula also set new records. They both cleared 14 feet 2 inches in the women's pole vault, moving to 12th in the NCAA standings. Even though USD's football season is over, one player continues to practice in preparation for a professional career. Coyote News' Alex Kleinschmidt is live in the muck with Brendan Webb to discuss his hopes for the NFL draft. Alex?
Thank you, Myra. So, Brendan, what made you decide to continue your football career and make this big decision?
I wanted to keep playing. I mean, it's every kid's dream to play NFL. I love it with a passion. I grew up in Las Cruces, New Mexico, playing football, and I just really enjoyed it. And then I moved to Kansas in high school, started doing all that jazz. And then when USC picked me up, I really wanted to keep going that direction. And then it wasn't until this year where I really believed that it could be a genuine possibility for me, for a lot of the people that I played with. And I just said, okay, screw it. I'm going to keep going forward, keep moving forward, and I decided to keep going.
And what has the correspondence been like since you've signed?
I've got a lot of media attention so far from it. Like this one, it was like ML football or MLF football, whatever. They're big, and they hit me up recently, and they reached out and they said, hey, can we post about you, all this stuff? And I was like, sure. I had no idea who they were. And then I looked at their Twitter account, and it was like 150,000 followers, and I was blown away at how big they were. And then I've had quite a few NFL teams hit me up. The 49ers hit me. The Raiders hit me. I've had a lot of agents reach out to me. I signed my agent back in, I think it was December. And after I got done talking with them, they said around 8 or 9 teams are genuinely interested in me right now. And the Steelers actually just got into the mix as well. So I'm pushing around 10 teams now that are actually really into me.
And then earning that All-American title this season, what does that mean to you?
It meant a lot, honestly. I ended up losing one of my big mentors in my life during 2019, and I actually ended up talking to his cousin again in the summer because we ended up losing another friend of mine. And we really talked about what his death and everything like that meant to us, and I really wanted to continue on his legacy. One of the big catchphrases or one of the big sayings he gave us is when something bad happens, make something good happen. And we really stuck by that this year because, I mean, we went 3-8, and then we finally went 10-3. And All-American, it's nice and all, but the real glory that I hold within myself is the fact that we were able to pick up the team for USD and change the culture completely and make it into a 10-3 team.
Yeah, thank you so much. Live in the muck for Coyote Sports, I'm Alex Kleinschmidt.
Thanks, Alex. Webb's teammate Miles Harden's also entering the NFL draft.
Olympic champion Billy Mills returned to campus last week. He held a discussion in Farber Hall to talk about his life as a Lakota and the struggles that he faced in his career. Mills competed in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics and won a gold medal in the 10,000-meter run. He's the only American to ever win in the event. Mills also stopped by some of the sporting events this weekend and was recognized during halftime of the women's basketball game. The game marks South Dakota's third annual Native American Heritage Day, honoring all USD Native athletes. The women's basketball team is traveling to Grand Forks to compete against North Dakota tomorrow night. Junior guard Grace Larkins led South Dakota in Saturday's matchup against Kansas City. She scored 21 points, shooting 8 of 10 from the floor. She also added 8 rebounds and 4 assists. This moves Larkins to 24th in all-time career scoring with 1,114 points. Alexi Hempy put down 11 points and 4 rebounds, and Natalie Mazurik added 9 points and 6 rebounds for the team. The Coyotes won this matchup 72-62. The women are tied at 4th with St. Thomas in the Summit League standings.
The men's basketball team's competing against North Dakota tomorrow night. They competed against Kansas City on Saturday, following their 1-point loss in double overtime against Denver. 2 Coyotes scored in the double digits. Lahachun led the team with 20 points, which is his 4th 20-point game for South Dakota. He was 1 rebound shy of getting a double-double. Caleb Stewart was the other Coyote to reach double digits. He scored 14 points and went 7 of 8 at the free throw line. The Coyotes dropped the game against the Roos 57-81.
The women's tennis team is traveling to Sioux Falls to compete against Montana State and Drake Friday and Saturday. The team competed against Kansas State following their 7-0 victory against the University of Sioux Falls. In singles matches, the Wildcats swept the Coyotes in all 6 matchups in straight sets. The Coyotes' #1 doubles team of B. Havlikova and Sorcha Kaves led 4-3 when the match was halted after the Wildcats secured the doubles point. The Coyotes lost the match 7-0 and now sit 2-2 on the season.
The swim and dive team is competing at the Coyote Invite on Friday. This past week, they competed in duels against UNO. Sophomore Taylor Burr was a double individual winner for the Coyotes. She won the 400 individual medley and the 100 breasts. Senior Keegan Henning touched the wall first in the 1,000 free, and freshman James Coffey earned his first collegiate race victory in the 400 individual medley. By a narrow margin, the UNO men won the duel 121-119 and won the women's duel 134-109. That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students what they would bring to a deserted island. Stay with us.
Hey, do you want to answer a quick question for Coyote News?
Huh? What's the question?
It's about roommates. It'll only take a second.
I don't know.
Come on. All you have to do is talk to me. What's the weirdest thing that you found your roommate doing?
One time I came home from class and she was clipping her toenails on my bed. That was weird and gross.
Hey, look. It's you.
That was weird and gross.
No way.
This is Coyote News.
A truck carrying zebras and camels for a traveling circus caught fire Saturday morning in Marion, Indiana. Police spent hours rescuing the animals who had roamed onto the freeway. Officers saved 5 zebras, 4 camels, and a miniature horse by leading them off the smoke-filled trailer. None of the animals were injured. What if you were a castaway in an uncharted land and had to survive with a single item?
In this week's Out and About, we asked students what they would bring to a deserted island.
Here's what they had to say.
What is one thing you would bring to a deserted island?
Again.
Probably my canoodle.
Probably a water purifier. Probably like a hatchet so I can cut down trees and stuff like that. Maybe I could throw it at like a fish.
I would bring my best friend Kaya so that I wasn't alone and wasn't crying.
I'm probably bringing seeds to supply myself with some food.
Beer. I bring a tent, just because like if I can't find anywhere to stay, I at least have that.
A fire starter.
My Starbucks.
A boat.
My dog.
As much chicken parmesan I could put in my backpack. I would miss eating a cooked meal. I could not live on coconuts and bananas for too long.
A shovel.
Water. I'd say water's a necessity.
I would probably bring a friend.
Sunscreen. Just sunscreen.
I'm gonna bring a spear. I'm gonna go hunt, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they can't mess me out though. I'm gonna go eat, you know what I'm saying?
It's got to be a knife, right? I mean, I'm with the last guy talking about a spear.
I don't know about you. I'd bring my dad personally because I feel like he could live on a deserted island. I could not by myself.
Good answer. Yeah.
Good answer.
Gotta find enough food for 2.
For some reason, what came to mind was a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Like that just sounds amazing on a desert island.
That's
agree.
Teach their own, Marissa.
Well, that's all for Coyote News.
Pick up the Valance issue for a look at how students feel about Uggs.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage on your USD sports.
And don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.